Horsey. What's up, guys? We're, as you can see, the barn's there. We're across the street in this field. There's Holly, Gemma. I got Rosie standing here next to me. She don't like the camera. She's camera shy. She's looking so much better. Treated her she had some rain rot. And so we had to treat her for that. Yeah, like I said, we're now on the other side of the barn. They started out over there, and then they went behind the barn. Now we're across the street, which is where the cows will end up eventually. It's raining. The field across, or down past the houses, still not done. I got to do some more work over there. Put some more posts in. There's some posts down. But otherwise, got the 3 ponies over here. I got water, electric. We'll walk up here, up the hill a little bit. This is our hay field. And as you can see, this is looking good. Now we're just waiting for weather to actually get some good weather so we can get a tractor in here. I'd say most of it, you know what's sad is some of this is heading out and there's no length to it. It looks great, but it needs manure so bad. So after first cutting, I gotta put manure on it. Cows are doing good. We'll walk over to the barn. Got something to show you. We got some visitors. These aren't permanent residents, like I gotta explain to people. Some temporary visitors to help clean up around the barn. If any of you have heard me talk before, you might have an idea what we're talking about. Just gotta get up here to the barn. But before, it's already greening back up. I wanted these guys to heat this down a lot. It was so overgrown and, you know, it looked horrible. So I think I gotta get some more fence posts for this. And when we fence this in, we can paddock it off properly now. But it's one of the horses. They'll eat it down to dirt. Like here, let me show you behind the barn. This was them 3 big horses in there they were in here for a week. And they've got this down to dirt. There's a little bit of green. But I wanted them to just demolish this and make it so we can see what's back here. Like I said, it's one of the few good things about horses. Is if you've got a spot that you need to figure out what's what, you put them in it, they'll eat it all down. Now we know what we got for clean up out back here before we put the fence in. If I had more sheep, the same situation with sheep. You just put them back there, I'm told. And they'll be like the horses and just mow it down. So now we're in the barn. I did take Gemma out the other day, but here's our temp. It's Eli and I think Christmas tree. I don't remember the rest of them. That's Mama and 2 babies. And these are some boar goats. They belong to a friend of mine and her fiance. They're going to help us get rid of the brambles and the honeysuckles and anything else that we don't want in between here and the field. We got our Cash getting huge. And then we got Peaches and Tilly looking good. Other than she's filthy. Sheeps are growing good. I still gotta clean the cow pens and sawdust them, but these guys are doing good. The downside to sawdust and wet weather, everything stays. But I had to make sure horses were doing all right before we came in here to start chores. Also, if these guys were a little bit bigger, we could drop it not in there. There's Rosie, Gemma, and Holly. Like I said, they don't have much space right now. I gotta get some more wire and more posts. That's gonna get pastured up to that hedgerow up there. And then that back section will be pasture. They'll have across the, next to the barn behind the houses, and then down past the houses we got another pasture. I don't think I can support more than 20 cows on this farm without losing hayfield. If my old mentor, if he were to have his say, he'd tell me to forget doing hay, pasture the whole thing in, which, you know, you can buy hay, but to get started, we can't afford to buy hay. We need to buy cows, and the cow market's ridiculous right now. But I have made an executive decision. We're putting the milk house back together, and we're going to build a building from that wall to that wall, and all this is going to go, and there's going to be a makeshift milking parlor in there. We'll have the barnyard here, and then they'll just stay in the pasture, and then in the barnyard here, which is that telephone pole to the barn, that'll be closed off, to that door that'll be closed off, and then we'll have something here to prevent them from going in the milking parlor. But they'll have this barnyard in the winter, and I'm going to put a gate here where that post to, we'll have a gate off that post probably, and then they'll have all the concrete here to have for the winter time, or we might block this out, that the horses that I showed you had the horses, and we might give them this for the winter. But I like having this flat for the manure spreader, the hay bind, the baler. The trailer is going to come up here eventually, but I can always fence them off so they can't get them or get to them. But I'd like to do that, and then we can start rotating pastures from this point, because I can take them down back there. They can go down, start on here, work their way down. We'll jump down to that, down there. So they'll work their way down all the way to those brushes. And then when they come up from down there, they'll come up this. We'll build a laneway, jump onto the road, and then cross into that paddock. I think we can do 20 cows efficiently. I'm hoping. That's the plan. My goal is to milk 20 year round. Maybe 15 at the least, 10 at the least. As long as I'm making 1,000 pounds, that's all we got to do. I got to run to Vesta now. My kid needs new softball socks. So we're going to go do that. And then when I get back, I'm going to go down and start pounding some T-posts. I got 4 posts to put in down there. And then I can start running wire. And I'll put heifers down there for a little while. I should have enough white posts. And I'll have to get some poly tape to run, so we can paddock that off into a couple sections for 4 heifers. You can paddock it off pretty good. And they're all pretty small. But I I think that's the plan so far. I'll probably make a part 2 to this. There'll be another post after this one of when that paddock's done, or at least when the posts are in and we start running wire. I gotta get Christopher up and about at some point because I'll need his help for that. And we gotta finish the little goat pen out front here, because next to the barn here, we're gonna train them to electric, because they've never seen electric. They've only been in woven wire, so I want to get them good and trained to electric, which with goats can go a lot of different directions, but we'll see. But that's it for now. Hit that notification bell, like and subscribe. Help this channel grow. Appreciate y'all. Have a good day.